Welcome to Inside the Paint, an inside look of all the action in the British Basketball League. 8 teams have secured their spots in the playoffs, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the action. I'm Tahir Hajat, and I'm joined by 2 of London's finest, Ovie Soko and Jordan Taylor. But first, a bit of a sore spot question here, JT. Making history nonetheless, the London Lions have crashed out of the Euro Cup in the semi-final stages after a tough 2-game stint against Paris Basketball. How are you feeling after that one?
Well, y'all always ask me the sore subject questions in here, so I'm used to it. But no, man, listen, we had a great run. The Final Four in Euro Cup, first time a British team has ever done that. So super proud of our team. Obviously came a little short, a little disappointed with the result, but hopefully can keep a lot of guys together, come back next year, come back stronger. And Paris is a really sound team. They've won together. They won the what was it? What am I blanking on right now? They won the Champions League? Champions League. They won Champions League last year and brought that same group back together. So hopefully we'll have similar fortune.
Well, moving away from the Euro Cup, heading into the British Basketball League, all these teams qualified. We know who it is. Who are you looking forward to seeing in the final? And if you can't decide just 2, you can maybe give a top 4.
Yeah, I don't know if I got just 2. I think there's a couple teams that they're bubbling right now, and they're bubbling with a whole lot of energy. Want to see London. London have to be in there. They're sort of the giant that's there to be slayed. And then you've got Cheshire Phoenix. Sorry, Jordan.
Hey, man.
You got Cheshire Phoenix. Would love to see a rematch. Might not get them in there. Got to see the Gladiators. Cadle Green, super impressive. I think that's a completely different team with him there. And then the last one in there, you got to have Teddy Buckets in the mix, don't you? You know, I just think he's one of those players that is very entertaining. He causes you to get on the side. You either love him or you hate him.
Well, this is what I was going to say. It's quite a controversial point, really, because Leicester Riders aren't playing too well.
No,
and it's not a one-man army. They can't get it done with just Teddy Buckets.
TV loves Teddy Buckets. That's what we're here to say. Hey. TV loves Teddy Buckets. Win, lose, we're here to see the entertainment, baby. And T Buckets, he provides that. So along with the rest of the guys, they've got a deep squad.
TV loves Teddy Buckets, but I want to see that Bristol-Cheshire matchup first round. Like Bristol, I think Cheshire's won the series 3-1. Don't start. Bristol, Cheshire, I believe 3-1. But Bristol, that's a good matchup. Similar styles of play, a lot of athleticism on the perimeter. Bristol's playing really well right now, but don't get it twisted. We want to see Cheshire in the championship.
I was going to say.
Because listen,
don't go running.
Listen, running. Y'all watch too many Hollywood movies. The Giant wins 98% of the time. Don't get it twisted.
Well, we'll take a look at the remaining action of round 26 in just a moment. But first, it's time to announce the March Molten Kevin Cadle coach and the Molten player of the month. Jordan, up first, you have the coaches. Let us know 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place.
3rd, 2nd. Y'all told me don't make it too dramatic. So 3rd, we got Atiba Lions. Sheffield playing really well right now, really playing well at the right time. 2nd, no surprise, Coach Ben Thomas doing his thing all year over there at Cheshire. And 1st, can I get a drum roll, please? Peter? No, I'm just playing. I wish it was. But 1st, we got Coach Gareth Murray out at Caledonia. Shout out to Coach, playing really good basketball behind Cadle Green, and they've had a great month.
Well, Ovie, you have the players. So we got Gareth Murray from the Caledonia Gladiators. Who's our Molten player of the month?
So going down from 3rd place, really actually the same teams in the same orders, but, the personnel, here we go. 3rd, we got Malik Green, newcomer at Sheffield, been absolutely boiling. 2nd place, we got Maceo Jack. Shooter, shooters shoot. You guys know him over there in London. You guys know him. And in 1st place, we have Cadle Green.
Okay.
Absolutely hooping, balling out, stepping from strength to strength. Keep on hooping, Cadle. We love to see it.
Q Money, a Caledonia sweep, and it looks like the Gladiators have turned a corner in the past month. Jordan, you played against Cadle Green. What makes him such an important member of this team?
Well, real quick, shout out Maceo Jack and his mother as well for the American audience. Had a great run in the NCAA tournament for anybody watching over there at Syracuse. His mother's a great coach over there on the women's side. But Cadle Green, man, he's unbelievable. I got to do it. We did his game, and I believe the only 5-star high school recruit in this league besides Sam Decker. So for the UK audience, that means you're highly ranked. Guys like LeBron, Carmelo Anthony, big time. But his ability to get in the paint, create shots for himself and his teammates, and then just simply take over games, he's added a scoring element to Caledonia that they haven't had. They're up to 91 points a game since he's been here, been about 86 all year long. So he's really just a tough cover. He's quick, he's crafty, he's smart, and really a good get for the Gladiators and the league.
Well, there we go. Fine analysis from Jordan Taylor. This Thursday night, the Leicester Riders face the Bristol Flyers. Let's take a look at what happened. Well, at the Mattioli Arena, it was a tough task for the Leicester Riders. They previously lost their game against the Newcastle Eagles at home and now wanted to defend in the fort. However, the Bristol Flyers would not allow them to do that. They were firing it up from behind the arc, over 10 triples in the game. This guy, player of the game, Keedy Johnson, he had 22 points personal. We also locked into this man, Tevin Ollison, who had 20 points to his name as well. As you know, the double-double machine, Brad Green, got his usual double-double stat line for points and for rebounds. And Samuel Adowu was also a bright spot for the Leicester Riders. He got himself a double-double as well. Great performance from Samuel Adowu. But unfortunately for the Leicester Riders, the Bristol Flyers got the job done once again in the past 2 times of playing against them. Well, the Riders will remain in 5th position and the Bristol Flyers remain in 7th position in the standings, evading the London Lions in the playoffs so far, but still lots of games left to play. Well, let's take a look at what we have coming up for the rest of the weekend. Let's see, as Leicester Riders have already written their scriptures with the Bristol Flyers taking victory. Plymouth City Patriots tomorrow take on the Manchester Giants. Cheshire Phoenix take on the Surrey Scorchers on Saturday. Then a triple header of action. Bristol Flyers taking on Jordan Taylor's London Lions. Caledonia Gladiators taking on the Cheshire Phoenix. That will be a blockbuster fixture. And the Manchester Giants taking on the B. Brawn Sheffield Sharks. The Battle of the Roses. Let's take a look at the standings. And as we've mentioned, Bristol, they're in 7th, and the Leicester Riders in 5th after that action. Of course, all of those teams above the red line have qualified for the playoffs, but it's getting hot. Cheshire Phoenix and Caledonia Gladiators battling out for that 2nd spot as well. Lots of room available in the standings. Well, we have 5 more games coming up in round 26, starting on Friday as the Plymouth City Patriots will host the Manchester Giants. Jordan, these are the 2 teams who have failed to make the playoff. I mean, it's not exactly a lot of motivation to play for right now, but you're playing for pride. You don't want to finish bottom of the pile.
Yeah, for sure. It's, you know, in the States, we call it the toilet bowl. You know, it's the last team. No disrespect.
Wow.
No disrespect, what we do. But you are playing for pride, and, you know, you're going out there. You're playing for, as individuals, you're playing for contracts next year, too. You're playing for a job. Like, at the end of the day, everybody, every guy on the team, coaches, whatever, they want to play somewhere. So you are playing for that. You got to put on a show. Every game is a chance to perform, and a lot of talent on the court still.
Well, Plymouth City Patriots are finishing the season strong, but if you had to pick some things to change for both of these teams, and be honest, what things are you changing?
I mean, you know, personally, I'm a huge believer in leadership. And, you know, any program, any successful team, program, company, it starts from the top. And, you know, it sort of works its way down. So, I mean, the leadership over there, you have to sort of put a question.
And that's Manchester you're talking about.
Manchester,
Yeah.
you know, Manchester. But even at Plymouth, you know, I know coach has been down there for a while, but when things aren't going well, you know, the coach gets the praise, but the coach also has to take the heat when things don't sort of go to plan. So I think they definitely got to just maybe look at that coaching position in both clubs. And then roster-wise, you know, a couple of those guys are going to have to go away this summer maybe and take a long, hard look in the mirror. And then some of those guys, I think they deserve another chance to come back next season. But yeah, it's a complete uproot and rebuild, I think, in both scenarios.
Well, it's the reality of sports, without a doubt. On Saturday, the Cheshire Phoenix will host the Surrey Scorchers. We're joined by our commentary team of Todd Harris and Azania Stewart. Azania, both of these teams, they need a victory.
They sure do, Tahir. But the thing is, where is Surrey going to get that victory? But the thing is, they're playing a wounded Phoenix.
Yeah,
You know,
the
they
Cheshire
got
Phoenix.
they got absolutely embarrassed by Bristol. They were down 32 points, managed to crawl back and win. Only lose by 14 points. So they're struggling right now. But sorry, their next 3 games are the Phoenix. They have Newcastle and they have JT's London Lions. So where are they going to get a dub? I don't know, Todd.
Yeah, the question I'd have for you is Cheshire this weekend. This is a huge weekend for them. They've got back-to-back games. They get Surrey. They should get them on paper, but then they get Caledonia. That's 2 and 3. How critical is it, do you think, in the minds of the Cheshire players that they finish second in this table, or do you think they care where they flip-flop with Caledonia?
I think you always want to care, right? You always want to play well, but you're right, playing that back-to-back, playing Surrey, and then they go on the road. They go to Scotland. I don't know about this. This is going to be a really hard weekend. I think it's going to be a tough game. It always is hard to play Surrey. But Surrey's been struggling. They lost their last 2 games. And then, like I said, they've got these 3 games coming up. It is all to play for. And this is exactly, we've just had March Madness. Well, April is spicing up exactly what we want to hear.
Very much, guys. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to this league. Now, to close out the week, we have 3 games coming your way. To start the day off with the Bristol Flyers. They'll host Jordan Taylor and the London Lions for the final time this season. Following this, the Cheshire Phoenix will face the Caledonia Gladiators. The Gladiators will be hoping to tie up this head-to-head and to finish off round 26. The Manchester Giants will host the Sheffield Sharks for the 2nd time in a week. Ovie and Jordan, Caledonia and Cheshire are neck and neck in the league standings. Both are on 20 wins, and each will want to secure 2nd place spot before the playoffs begin. What are your predictions ahead of that one? I know you were listening to Azania there. You know, Cheshire have a really tough weekend ahead of them.
You know, a wounded Cheshire at the moment. Personally, I could see them. They could drop both games this weekend, wow. which is a hot take. And you know, with Cadle and depending on how healthy that whole Gladiators team gets, I now see them, you know, edging as far as strength-wise, being just a little bit better than Cheshire. So if I got to call it, I got Gladiators finishing just above Cheshire.
Wow, and you spoke about injuries. Cam Christian was out of the lineup in the Cheshire's last game, and that's a big missing factor.
Yeah, Cam Christian is a huge missing factor. One of my favorite players in the league. He averaged 20 a game during the trophy finals for them when they won that. So not having him on the wing, his athleticism is a big miss. You can even throw him at a guy like Cadle Green. But that being said, I don't know. I go back to, I don't know that Cheshire even minds having to get in that 3 spot and matching up with Sheffield as opposed to Bristol. Not saying they're thinking like that, but you know, who knows at this time of year? But I think I'm a stick with Cheshire. I think they'll find a way to get it done. And now that I had a chance to look at the fixtures because it wasn't going so fast, that's definitely the game of the week, Cheshire and Caledonia. So we'll see how it shapes up. But man, I'll stick with Cheshire, man. I think they're going to finish 2nd.
I'm glad you think that way, Brother Jordan. I'm glad you think that way. That's all from us this week. Drop a comment below. Let us know what games you'll be watching. And make sure to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of the unbeatable action from the British Basketball League. Goodbye for now.